Please, the show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Stadia Rocks. My name is Adam, Rokk on Stadia, and as a Stadia founder, a massive gamer and someone who plays every...
Hello! I didn't want you to see that video just yet. That was me technically it up, as I always do. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining me today. This is my 3-year anniversary, as if you don't know. It's a little bit of an indulgence, and in some ways I'm a tad embarrassed, to be fair. But it's been an absolutely amazing journey. And I've got a little video to show you. Please don't get cross. It's more than a couple of minutes long, but it was really hard to squeeze 3 years worth of content. And I've just done little tiny snippets of basically the shows and the amazing people I've worked with, some of the memories. And I still had to leave a ton of stuff out, particularly the guest appearances that I've made as well. And I couldn't believe looking back on all of this. I mean, there are content creators out there. Some of them will hopefully be on the show today who have surpassed 3 years by some number. And my hat off to them, because if I'd have known 3 years ago when starting just how much work this would take, I might have thought twice about it. But 3 years down the road, this is probably the most amazing thing I've ever done. The people that I've met, the smiles that I've encouraged, just amazing. And in more ways than one, I think, it saved my life. And I think that a lot of other people that do this will say a similar thing. So look, thank you so much. As you know, I am giving away a copy of Deliver Us Mars, and I shall start that now. There we go. It's off. I think we're streaming on Twitch as well as YouTube. I can't remember what I've set up, but it's the same thing as always, ! Win. Everybody who is in the chat can join. Obviously, if you're a member, you're already on the wheel. You know how it works. But I'm a little bit nervous, I have to say. I'm more nervous than normal. I've got some guys coming on. Well, I hope they can make it. Who, they were big when I was small, and they're still big, and some of them are a heck of a lot bigger. But it's just lovely, the people that you meet, and just looking at you as well in chat. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to go straight to the video. This won't be an amazingly long show. A lot of the folk that are coming are giving up their time, in their mornings on a Sunday when they should be at church, or in the afternoon when they should just finished their lunch and they want to have a sleep. So we're going to be an hour tops, but I'm going to play my little video now. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. There's a couple of moments in there. And then when we come back, we'll have a chat with some of the people that you all know. We'll have some fun, and we'll get that little draw out of the way. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and see you in a few minutes.
Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Stadia Rocks. My name is Adam, Rokk on Stadia, and as a Stadia founder, a massive gamer, and someone who plays every single day on Stadia, I thought it would be fun to share news, updates, thoughts, and musings from around the Stadia community. Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Stadia Rocks. If, like me, you love gaming, but life gets in the way and you just don't have the time to invest that you'd like to, then this podcast and Stadia are perfect for you. Hi, my name is Adam, and every week I'll bring you bite-sized news and views from around the Stadiaverse with the casual gamer in mind. With unique rock reviews, I'll assess games currently available on Stadia or coming soon to help you decide what would play best for your busy lifestyle. See, I've turned off one of the audio sources and I've turned gain.
There we go. That's better. That's better. How are you? Welcome. Welcome to Rock Around the Clock, the first live edition. This is not only the inaugural #1 of Rock Around the Clock, but believe it or not, since I started doing this year of content creating stuff about 8 weeks ago, this is the first time I have ever done a live stream where I've not been playing a game or I've been on somebody else's show. So it's an absolute first. Come up, you can get them on
Here we
eBay.
go. Look at this. This was a game. We always say that, but no, this is a big thing
It was.
on
It
the
was
ZX Spectrum.
absolutely massive. We'll see how long this lasts for. Oh, mate. So, yeah, take 3. And I decided we'd dispense with everything else. So we've gone straight to this part of the show.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Stadia Rock.
For me, actually, I've not had a bad old week. I've had in and outs and all over the places. But you know, warming up now with my jumpers on. I've got my big. I love the way it goes. It's great to see you. How have you been keeping?
Yeah, not too bad. Just busy with work, trying to keep up with everything that's going on social media.
Well, hello, everybody.
As you can see, the good news is Rock isn't here. We've got Ray instead, so we all know that is a good start. So, Ray, how are you?
Duncan, I'm doing fine, man. I wasn't fine this morning. I was sick. I mean, not to gross anybody out, but I was throwing up. So I was like, no, not today, not today. This is my first show on Rokk, so...
Hello, and welcome to Cloudburst. Here we are at last. My name is Rokk, and if you are interested in cloud gaming and intelligent conversation, then you're in the right place. And guess what? What's better than rock and roll and Rocky Road? It's Rock and Ray! Hey! Happy Tuesday to you. Happy Tuesday to you. Happy Stadia Community Tuesday. And also welcome to the very first edition of Rokk's Blog Bash. Oh, hang on, I've got a big logo on your face. You see, look, there's a lovely little penguin that's joined us, folks. Oh, look. Welcome to the Rokk Review. It's me. Hello, chaps. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good day to you. We are the Stadia Capella Boys. Yes, it's Rokk, it's William, it's Ray, and it's John. And today, we will be performing for you a selection of the famous Bob Dylan songbook tributes.
Feels so great, I can't wait. I am counting.
Lee, Cloud Gaming Dad, here he is.
Buddy. Listen, mate, I've just moved in next door.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's possible I could borrow a cup of sugar, please.
Of course you can, mate. Hang on. Ah, I've got a cup of sugar for you, buddy. Look at this. It's not rehearsed at all, is it?
No, no.
Okay, let's meet the rest of the band. Here we go. We have William, aka Stadia Pro Gaming, and we have John, aka Four Scars Gaming. Let's shrink us all down because nobody wants to see up your nose, John. It's a beautiful thing. Great to see you. It's been so long.
Fantastic.
It's been a while.
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna kick Ray over there on that side over there. We are back. Look at us. It's the famous four. That's what I should have said, not the Magnificent Four. Is it the famous four? Was that the like the Marvel thing or the Avengers thing?
That was the Fantastic Four.
Yes, even better, Ray.
Then there was the Magnificent Seven.
Yes, the Magnificent Seven. I've heard John. That's what all his girlfriends used to call him. The Magnificent Seven.
I knew.
Hello, welcome. First edition of the new Rock Around the Clock Live. It's been a while. I think it's been, crikey, about 18 months or more. It was 2020 when I first launched Rock Around the Clock. Initially, it was a pre-record. Put a load of time in every day. And it got kind of too much, so I canned it. But it's back. Welcome to Rock Around the Clock. Google's Stadia news and gameplay live at the same time every day, Monday to Friday. I don't know where it took us then. We went to the Twilight Zone. Good, happy, hey, whatever, Wednesday. Urgent, this is not fake. Stadia will wind down January the 18th. Really? Where have you guys seen this? Well, that stopped me in my tracks, guys. Deep breath. It does break my heart. I got into doing this because I'd had 3 or 4 years of serious mental issues, largely around running a business. I call it PTSD, and I struggled. And I got to a point in my life just before Stadia that year where, I could have got bad. And I found Stadia and I found YouTubing and I found this community. And all I've ever been is me. Honestly, guys, this is what you see is me. I am what I am. But this has been my healing place. Entertaining you and enjoying something together, and the feedback and the love that's come back at me. Oh, did you like that? Did you like my new stinger? Woo! Right then, let's just make sure we got some noise. Let's get the old Spotify back in. How are you guys? Wow, it seems like an eternity since we last spoke. Clive there getting all excited. I might disappoint Clive, I'm sorry. May not be what you're hoping for. I really, really, really hope you guys are okay. It's been a bizarre few days, hasn't it? Let's be completely honest here.
The scan line is gone. I get zero latency, like really no latency at all. Sometimes a little bit of pixelation, but they've really improved their game.
2023.
Woo! How are you, fellas?
Doing great.
Man, doing great.
We ought to go straight away and introduce our new band member. Seems as he's there and looking lovely. Mr. David Wilson, as I live and breathe. Okay, so this is Dartmoor. It's a relatively light breeze. It's quite cold. The actual temperature's probably about 0. Obviously a few seconds before. There we go. We'll transition now. There we are. Guys, thank you so much for indulging me there. Just look at this, guys. We've got more guests to come, but here are some of I consider all of these people in this space friends. and yet we've never physically met. Isn't that a bizarre thing? You can still be friends with people and yet never met. But you know who they are. I'm going to introduce them anyway, but you know who they are. So to my left, it's William, and then Ray, of course. And then below is Ant Cowboy and the legend that is Mr. Clive Illenden. How are you guys? Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, good. We are good. Well, I'm
That was good. That was, I actually thought it was 10 minutes long when I uploaded it. It turned out to be 5 minutes. So it's 5 minutes of everybody's life we've saved. Yes. I even had a banner that I forgot to put on as well. So yeah, 3 years. And you know, the thing, when I was putting this all together, the thing that it struck me was that how...
Make up your bloody mind.
Yeah, get on with it. Exactly. Stick with one show. What the hell's wrong with you, boy? Exactly.
I'm all for experimenting.
Well, yeah.
Rock's like the toad hall.
Yeah, but Ant's the same. Ant likes to try, don't you, mate? You like to try different things.
Go on and on, yeah.
Yeah,
like, I mean,
some of it's for us, some of it ain't.
Because my camera's
But Ant's just the king of content, right? So he
gets away with it. It's in his name.
That's the show,
yeah,
right?
Fair point.
That's
fair point.
All encompassing. one show, and you just stuff anything in there.
Yeah.
King of content, and it's covered.
No, you make a fair point. The key thing for me was how we all crisscross our lives. You know, all of our content is intertwined. We've all touched each other in a nice way, in a virtual content-like way. You know, I will never get over seeing Clive in a music video, for example.
Not many people do.
No, all those years ago. And then, you know, Ray and I mean, we played in Breakpoint before we ever got to do any content together, my friend, didn't we? So we became kind of game buddies.
I remember watching you and Clive on Generation X. I love that show. I miss
Still
that show.
one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I used to love watching that.
Love it. We the great thing about the show, actually, and you know, I think we even said this ourselves, we used to chit chat for an hour or two after and have great conversations. And we used to say, oh, we should really record this stuff. You know, we should stream this, because it was so, you know, we'd do it both. Clive and I, he's just slightly younger than me, but we're both of a similar generation, and so lots of cultural references that when we talk, no disrespect, but when we do our stuff, we're not only talking in the main to people younger than us, but we're also talking to people in countries that have never had those cultural touch points that we've had. So it's quite nice when you get together and you chat about your favorite kids shows and during the summer holidays and stuff, you know, which we could talk about it, but 90% of the people watching will go, I'm bored. So yeah, it was I loved it. We just weren't getting the audience, and
it wasn't getting the audience it deserved. That's the way I looked at it. Like it was one of my favorite. It was truly one of my favorite shows to do, because I think, as Rokk just said there, because we used to just touch. It was nostalgic, and because I think if you're a Gen Xer in the UK, you have so many common touch points in your youth. Because we had limited television, so we all watched the same thing. We all discussed the same thing in the playground, at school the next day. Doesn't matter what part of the country you were. There was a real shared thing. So when you're a bit older, you can go, do you remember, you know, Rent a Ghost, whatever? And you go, oh, yeah, Rent a Ghost. And then off you go, you know.
Yeah. And nobody but us knew about that.
No, exactly. Muckwitch.
Muckwitch. Who's Muckwitch? Was there a Muckwitch in Rent a Ghost?
Yeah, I'm sure there was a Muckwitch in Rent a Ghost.
Yeah.
Claypole,
Mr. Claypole. He was
Claypole?
in it. Yeah. Look, we've already lost Ant.
See,
Look at him. He's gone on the defensive. I ain't talking about no.
I couldn't figure out how to reverse the thing, so there's no point to have my the words backwards on the screen.
I ain't going in, you see. I ain't talking about that stuff. And thank you so much for joining, my friend. I know this is the thing again. It's similar to in the same way that Clive and I were just saying about how our personal experiences don't always match those of our audience. In the same way, you know, we have to be cognizant of the fact that right now it's 20 past 11 in the morning where Ray is, 20 past 2 in the afternoon, I think, where you are. You're kind of somewhere in the middle of there, aren't you, William? Because you're not quite east. What are you, Central Time or?
I am Central, CST.
Yeah.
I live right in the middle of North Dakota.
Ah,
we're having a heat wave.
Dakota, are you?
Yeah.
Well, minus 20 rather than minus 30 is everywhere else.
No, we're up in the 40s today, I think.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what that means, Clive, do you? I decide something to do.
40
But, so we not only do we have to be cognizant of the fact that what I might, sometimes I'll slip a little thing out about it's my favourite, my little thing. I like to slip it out about when I grew up. And I know that most of it went over most people's heads. But equally, we might just make some contemporary cultural UK reference, which we know ain't going to mean nothing to you guys. So in a way, that's another thing that I've loved about this. It's reaching different demographics in terms of age, and equally, different people from across the world, not just Canada and America. I mean, we have Australia pop in, and we have obviously lots of Europe. And on that front, thank you, Barclays, so much for the super chat, and Jujo as well. Thank you, my friend. It means a huge amount to me. We've got so many amazing people in the chat. I'd love to do my normal thing and just go through the chat and say hi. But William, the earliest memory I have of content creating with you was when we did that thing during Lee's charity weekend, when we covered off on the sort of history of the West and the Wild West and how it was true to life with Red Dead and stuff.
That was an incredible episode, I thought. I believe Lee was doing a charity event.
He was. Was he doing a 24-hour thing?
Yeah.
Nearly killed him, bless him.
Yeah. But it was really interesting to dive into Red Dead Redemption 2 and then to reflect on how realistic the game was compared to the real events that took place. It was really, really a fun show to do.
It was great fun. And it was those kind of collab stuff that I think I have the most memories of, which, and you could see in
Rock at Night.
Yeah,
that was you, Clive, you, and you guys used to do it, and it was at your time. It was late at night for us.
Yeah, for you actually it wasn't.
It was at night. But playing Destiny 2, playing
PUBG. A lot of PUBG. Yeah.
Oh my god! And Clive, he used to kill us. Oh my god, he's good. He's a good PUBG player. But those are
that was his thing.
God, I love Rocket Knight.
So many of those shows, in many ways, spawned a lot of the content that's familiar to us now. All of us, we were doing stuff in the day that nobody else in the community at that time was doing. Now you see a lot more of it. But that kind of let's all get together, do a community thing, let's let our hair down a bit and be a little bit rude and a little bit little boyish and stuff. Got in trouble a couple of times. There's some people that still don't talk to me. That's general. I mean, that's general across the whole content thing, and that's a sad thing. You do. I think you meet so many people, and let's face it, you're never going to be friends with everybody, are you? And that's just the way it goes. And sometimes people think, oh, he's not what he says he is. I can't believe it. And and you get all of that stuff. And
how dare you give away stuff? Damn you, Rock.
Yeah, I get that all the time.
Damn you, giving away prizes and codes.
Yeah, and I mean, I won't go into that here. I did actually cover it in a show last week, but my attitude. Yeah, it's worth it. My attitude to that one is, if you are giving stuff away and your content ain't worth coming back for, then you are just giving stuff away. If you believe in your content, then you will find any means necessary to reach as wide an audience as possible. And if that audience does come back, and the numbers are there, the receipts are obvious, then that is just a viable marketing route to market. But there are people that do it, and their numbers don't go up, and they just spend a huge amount of money throwing games. And I have worked hard at getting the mix right, and it's a science. And if you get it right, it pays off. If you don't, you just pay. But yeah, you're going to get, it is at the end of the day, there is, as much as we're all friends, I guess there's bound to be a little bit of competitive nature at the back. We're all gamers as well, aren't we?
Yeah. There's definitely competitiveness for sure. For sure.
I mean, Ant, you've had your fair share of spats, should we call them?
Me? Never.
The king of controversy?
No. Everybody loved me from the moment they seen this hat, and they never went anywhere.
But you know
what? It's
some of
it's
it you cater. I mean, some of it you. You foster,
like I've always
harvest.
said, I put the word entertainment before everything. So but you know what the thing is though is I think it's great is that any idiot with a cowboy hat could sit in front of YouTube with a camera and decide to make content. And so, like you said, you just be who you are, or at least stay consistent. Whatever you want your content to be, you because you're the CEO of your channel, right? Yeah. And so you're never gonna make everybody happy. But like me, I spend a lot of hours in front of this camera, right? So I have to enjoy it first. Because if I'm not enjoying it, then it's gonna be crazy when my wife is mad at me saying, "Oh, the weekend's supposed to be mine," right? So stuff like that. So for me, I've enjoyed everything I've did, and I know I've upset some people, and I definitely apologize to some people. But most of the stuff I've did, my sticks, my nonsense, it's because I wanted to do it, and I thought it would be funny, and I thought most people who watch me consistently would get my humor and would get me being a character, right? But if you turn it on every now and then, you might be like, I can't believe what he said. But there's many people that said, no, if you follow it, so it's fine.
Like Jerry
it's
Stringer or any of those guys.
Yeah. I want to say something. You've been true to yourself, and that is admirable. And
who? Sorry, me or
you are true to yourself, meaning that when you go on camera, you're not trying to be something you're not. You're not pretending to be somebody you're not. No. And it reflects, and people really do appreciate that. But like you said, sometimes all of us aren't each other's cups of tea. I'm a bit sweaty. People may not want to hear that, but you're true to yourself, man, and nobody can take that away from you, man. I really, I've appreciated the journey. It's been a wonderful one.
Well, you find your niche, though, doesn't it? And I think, to be honest, I think like I was joking, like you tried so much, you threw so much at the wall. You know what I mean? Your 10-minute video had so many different types of things, but in a way, it's like you like making the content. But it's sometimes you don't know which bit or what format or the niche or how it is. And I think now your daily show, it's the right time for you. It's not too late because I know you're getting old and you get tired.
It's an antigen.
You get too grumpy. Yeah. So it's the right time for you. And then like people like you because you got a nice voice. You're nice, friendly, approachable. It's nice, relaxing kind of. It's informative, but it's relaxing. It's not too taxing. It's a nice listen. Yeah. It kind of for people waking up on the West Coast, for people finishing work here in Blighty. It's that kind of. It's a good time, but I think it's the right ingredients, and I think I think it's the most authentically you of all your shows, because I don't think like you're trying. I think it's like we'll try because we have to, but I think it feels like you being relaxed. It's like I was thinking about it. It's like a radio show.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You just tune in, like the afternoon, drive, what we call it, drive time.
That's exactly what I tried to do.
Which is, it comes across. So it's like a YouTube, the drive time show.
Yeah. No, I was
Rokk FM.
And Clive left out how handsome, he is, all right?
Well, I was going to say, he's got a great...
look at this guy.
A great face for radio.
It's funny because we had mother-in-law over for dinner. I have to say she's a bit nice. She's a bit chewy. She's a bit chewy. Yeah. And I said, I'll go on my 3-year anniversary show tonight. She said, oh, what is it that you do? I said, have you never seen it? No. I was thinking, well, how do I describe it? I said, well, I think I said, think of it as a daily radio show, But where I said, think of it like on Radio Devon. So he's a chap he's non-offensive. He's not offensive. He's just chit chatting to the locals about what's going on with the weather and stuff, and it's all very inoffensive. And you look forward to it because it's not going to wind you up or upset you or do anything else. It's just going to make you feel pretty good for an hour, and then you get on with the rest of your day. And I love being in that slot, and I try to be a little bit Terry Wogan with it as well, and a little bit humorous, but it's and you're right, Clive, that is my jam. And then around that I try things like Rock Around the Block. I think the other shows, Rokk Show is still the biggest, the Tuesday show. Even though we don't have a Twas or whatever it was called anymore, it's still the most watched show, and people, and it's the chemistry of the people in that show that and Rock Players is coming up fast. So it's what I'm trying to do is, for example, with Rock Players. For the longest time, and I will again, I've tried to divorce myself from it, because although it's on my channel, I want it to be a show that you wouldn't necessarily see me on unless I was a guest, because it's a more serious discussion show, a bit like Cloudburst. I think the awkwardness for me with Cloudburst was that I kept wanting to break into jokes and stuff. And because that's kind of what I do. So for me, I'm kind of in a nice way grooming Bjorn for that to be his show, and it's a great launch pad for him, and it's getting him noticed, and he's growing his own channel and creating, and doors are opening for him, and that's a kind of thing that I love doing as well, is promoting and helping others along the way. And I don't care if they suddenly occupy the same space as me. It doesn't bother me.
Rokk, if you don't mind me asking, who developed or thought of Ray's Praise? Because I think
me.
that is one of the most...
Well,
that's you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think that's one of the most compelling segments of the shows over the year.
Thank you.
3 years.
Yeah, I
really
love
do.
it. I genuinely love it as well, and I've said it, and it's true. I may have come up with a concept, but Ray ran with it. And Ray comes up with the people that I don't have any editorial control. I don't even know until a few minutes before we go live who it's likely to be. But it started with when I was doing the pre-recorded Stadia Rock shows, or Rock Around the Clock. I forget what the brand was at the time. And then I had a section, and Clive, it was only in the end, there was only 2 or 3 people. And it was stars of Stadia at that point. And it was, Clive was one. There was Brian, I've forgotten his channel name. And in truth, then I went to a live format and dropped it. And when I started doing, I picked up that show with Duncan initially, and then Duncan went his separate ways, and Ray had already come on board. So it just became the Rock and Ray show. And I said, actually, you know what, let's bring back some of the format from the early shows. Why don't we look at doing a Ray, kind of Ray's Praise? That's kind of where it came from. Yeah, I mean, it's I love it. Joe loves Williams Wangers. Yeah, that was.
I liked it. But I'm partial.
Yeah. No, I mean, hat off to
Wanger.
you. Yeah, I mean, truthfully, again, I mean, William is complete. That's he's not got a great. He's maybe some bullet points, but he hasn't. None of that stuff's pre-written. Those are all his thoughts, and he genuinely does record the video for the show as well. I mean, this is the thing that's amazing. All of these guys that have ever joined me in any of my content have put so much effort in for, ultimately for my channel, and I'm incredibly humbled because of that. And yeah, I mean, I genuinely am, and it's amazing. And there's no way I would still be doing this to this day if it wasn't for all the people in this room and so many others who, most of them I've invited them on. They just said I wouldn't come on with that pillock. I hate the man. Do you remember that, Clive? The railway children that were going around trying to gather gifts for Parks, the railway keeper dude, and they go and knock on a door and, have you got any gifts for Parks? Parks, I hate the man. See his little Clive and Adam reference there. Bless them. But no, it's Clive, all of you guys, I mean, we may love what we do, but it is freaking hard work.
You don't just hit the little button and sit down. It's a little more than that, a little bit.
I mean, I've got myself to a fortunate position where I can just almost improv for an hour now. I just switch on and I go for it. But certainly in the early days, I had to write copious show notes and really think through the structure and stuff. And you just get to a point, I feel, where you get to that point in your craft where you can just. But then I bounce off the audience. In fact, the thing that I love the most about Clock now, as I call it, is the fact that I'm just talking with the audience.
It's very personal.
Yeah,
it's very personal.
And
a lot of people really likes that. Yeah.
Clive does the same thing.
I mean,
well, we all do. All of us do the same thing.
Yeah, it's a big help. If you've got chat and it's vibing a bit, it just makes life so much easier because you just have a conversation, and that's what it's about. Sometimes just having a conversation, and it helps. Otherwise, if you're just having to fill in the blanks, it's a lot more difficult.
I mean, Clive, I would say that out of all of the people I've worked with, you probably put the most effort in, certainly with your Stadia Monday night show. And you would spend a half a day or more writing out notes and researching it. I mean, a huge amount of effort. Which showed.
I used to script it, it required a lot of effort, and it's sort of trying to find the right balance between, like I fully scripted it sometimes, and it took a long time. And
when you did those little videos,
and then I put the sketches in as well. That took nearly a day of filming sometimes. Nightmare. And I just thought, what am I doing? Yeah. I mean, it was self-indulgent, but it's like, Christ, I'm putting like 2 days solid work in for a show. Which,
to get £3 from Google Ads.
40 people might watch live.
That is my favorite show on Mondays because it comes on at 2:00 p.m. my time.
Right.
My favorite show to watch, and that's when I'm picking up my son and I'm in my car. I put my phone up and I make sure I can listen while I'm driving. And I do that also with Cowboy too. I listen, and I just love the content. And I mean, you guys, you set the trends on how to be a performer, how to be a presenter, and how to talk. And I love that about you and Clive.
Well, the first time I met Ant was I was going to say the first time that I met Ant, it was actually with Clive, because we'd both been invited onto Stadia Source. And at that point, Ant, you'd been on it for a little while, but were relatively new, if I remember rightly. You had stars in your eyes for Clive. I was just, who the hell is he? But Clive was like, oh my God, I love him. But I always remember, even then, I thought, he's a live wire. I like this guy. I love the fact that he's got kind of this cowboy moniker and he's wearing the hat and stuff.
Now,
and
if you watched that show, though, you didn't get a good impression of who Cowboy was until
he
started doing his own thing. Man.
They let the reins off. They let the
reins that cowboy hat off, and
I talked to him behind the scenes. I knew
he did.
When I talked to Cowboy behind the scenes, I said, "Dude, you have this energy. You need to unleash it into the public. So if anybody want to blame me for the show,
it's Ray's fault.
When he was on Stadia Source, he was just,
at least we know who to blame now.
It was out of proportion to Stadia Source. That was the thing.
Ray literally said to me, said, dude, you need to just, no disrespect to anybody, the old crew of Stadia Source, love them, but Ray said, dude, you need to leave and do your thing. And Ray said it. I said, no, I like it, and I could do both. He said, bro, you need to let loose and just, if you need to do your own thing. And Ray said it for a while, and I was like, no. And, eventually it happened, and he was right. It was kind of cool.
Ray, I love Ray. I genuinely mean that.
And soul of our community.
Yeah, no, he has been that, and I've said it to him many, many times. He has been the wind beneath so many people's wings, out there, and he is a genuinely lovely guy. And I think this is the thing. And again, for all of us and the others that I like to work with, and I'm quite picky because I do think a lot of it I look for talent and chemistry, and I think all of us here, we've all been mega supportive of each other, There's many times I've reached out to clients and said, oh, I know it's a bit late in the day, mate, but any chance you could jump in? Yeah, no problem. I'll jump in. I'll help out. And it's that thing. And all of you are the same. All of you. I mean, you. I know, Ant, you had to battle a little bit there with sandy beaches, and to come on today. Bless you. And that means so much to me, for people to feel that they need to carve a little bit of time out of their day and take a stride out from what they're normally doing just to come and celebrate my little indulgence. It does mean a huge amount. And I think it's hard for me, for someone who can yap for the Olympics, it's actually hard to get the right words out on how important it is to me. How so many people have been the building the blocks of where I am now and where I hope eventually the show will go.
Well, Rokk, I just hope you don't take for granted your journey or your audiences, because a lot of people, I mean, your boom and your growth started kind of at the beginning of COVID. And all of us have been through a hell of a lot.
So everything I did was at the beginning of COVID. Yeah. I mean, literally, right. You had February of 2020.
So, as you mentioned how much this helped you inadvertently may have helped all kinds of audience members and had no clue of it. So don't, just take that to heart, because I do believe that you've touched a lot of people. So
I come up against the judge on Monday for that, but I'm hoping to get off. I'm sure you'll be lenient. Oh mate, I appreciate that so much. Now guys, it's we got a draw today. I'll just go have a quick look and see. I thought, well, I can't expect a bunch of folk on a Sunday to come and watch my indulgence.
I want to win this game. I bought
it on.
Hey, I'm entered, and I'm let's do it.
I actually want to win this game.
All of you guys, except for Ant, no hints, are members, so you're in anyway. So it's cool. Bless them all. How are we all doing, says Bjorn. Currently watching with no audio. Oh, that doesn't help. While putting my oldest to sleep.
I don't know, it's debatable.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yes, so we have got some time left on the draw, but I'm going to call it now. I'm going to give you one more minute. We've got 30, because it takes me a second or two to populate the wheel. And then we'll see who's won. Deliver Us Bars, which, I've been playing it since Friday. I love it. It's a great game. I've done 2 streams. Both of them were identical. I started again.
Hey, with no spoilers, Rokk, is the story shaping up to be interesting like the first?
Yeah, so there's definitely, you were saying the other day, William, that the developers had said you don't need to have played
the first
Deliver Us the Moon, which is true, but it is a continuation story. Okay, of the first one. And for those that haven't played it, there's scenes like, for example, the character goes into a kind of space museum, and there's all the kind of historical references to what happened in the first game.
The story.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you do kind of get what it's about. So you can play it, but very similar. But it's
Hogwarts.
Yeah, that's Friday. I bought it. I have as well.
I did it for my wife, though. She doesn't play very many games.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
No. But for real, though, she loves playing Wreckfest with Ray and the group. But she doesn't play very many games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rayfest.
Rayfest.
But she got it. She's going to attempt to play it. She loves Harry Potter, so. And it looks gorgeous.
When I went to Universal Studios in LA and I went to Harry Potter World, that's when I was
$70 stick.
Oh my god! He wanted the $150. I'm like, dude, it's a stick. I'm not paying $150.
His son wanted a Harry Potter wand from the theme park. The only problem is it only works in the theme park. You take it home and now it's a stick.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. So so in the world you do certain powers. That's on the ground. Marketing. You had to move the wand a certain way. You would make fire come out of a chimney. You would move stuff in a building with the wand. You had to walk around the area, but the place was beautiful.
How many times did your son walk around your fireplace like, "Dad, this ain't working"?
But no, his thing is sitting on his bookcase. And that was a $75 whatever, just a object now.
But if you go back, it'll still work again, right?
It better.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said. So I can come back and with this stick, right? Yes, but we have this limited edition right here.
There's only one thing that I loved. I've been there as well, Ray. There's only one thing that I loved more than anything. That was the butter beer. Oh, that was delicious. Oh,
yes.
I'll see what I can
nice.
do, Crow. Maybe I can get her to do it. I don't know.
What's Crow asking?
Oh, he wanted Sierra to stream that game. I don't know if I could talk her into sitting in the seat. We'll see.
David has joined us.
Wilson!
No, see, he's doing the classic thing that they all tell you on talk shows not to do, and that's to listen to the radio while you're on the show.
Trying to drag him into frame, but it's not. It's not working.
Hello.
I think
Hello, David.
Tied the camera to the dog, and the dog is moving.
Yeah, it's like David's first Zoom call.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Turn the camera on. Is
David's
the camera on?
I don't know if you can all hear me.
No. No.
I'm not sure if this is working.
Oh, hey, look, he's moved. He's got a new mustard yellow wall, guys. Look at that. It goes with the background and everything.
Yes.
Hey, that's stunning, isn't it? Oh, now we've got Bears. Bears arrived. That'll do.
I chased him away.
We'll just leave Bear there. Shall we do? We'll tell you what. While David's sorting out himself, there, we'll get this. We'll get this giveaway given away. Here we are. So I've moved everybody into the thing. How many have we got today? We've got 104 people in the wheel. That's a fair amount. This is to win a copy of Deliver Us Mars on PC, which is also on GeForce Now, of course. So you can actually play it on there, where it looks rather good. Let's spin this puppy, get it out of the way. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. Sparta! Right, slowing down. I'd love it to be one of the guys in the chat in our
This
room
just
today.
in. We do not have a winner yet.
No. Eddie, it's going to be either Curly or Mugen live. It's still going. It's still going. It's going to be
Curly Davies.
Curly Davies. Well done, Curly. Well done, dude. Right. There you go, my friend. I will sort you out with that one. So he's winning a copy of Deliver Us from Mars. Which is cool. Oh, look, there's me big with lots of smaller people. We don't want that, do we? Have we got David? David's left us completely, bless him. Come back, David. Where are you? Anyway, yes. So there you go. Well, I've kind of run out of stuff to say now. You got anything, any other memories or things that you would like to bring to the table, chaps, before we close out?
What was the first comment you put on one of my videos?
I did.
Yeah.
What was the first
before
comment?
Stadia?
Yeah, I did start. I did watch you before anything, and then the first time we ever
curve card, like a bank card.
Oh yes, that's right. You were doing a video on Curve, and it was like £5 if you could get someone to sign up.
Yeah.
And I signed up, and I said, "Oh, I did it." And you went, "Oh yeah."
You guys entered into a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, we did.
Excellent.
Ponzi Pete, he was a good fella. And then I think Lee and I were playing Division 2, and you were playing, and we jumped in with you.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Yes, I was like, "Oh, what's going on?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we all got into a little and isn't it funny though how that's. Because now I hardly ever play at all these days. In fact, there's Lee. There he is. There's Lee's in the chat.
Levy or Levi?
Levi.
It's great. Let's do that. Best memory of Stadia. Stadia was a large portion of your brand.
Yeah.
How about going around our best memory of Stadia before leaving? I think that'd be great.
Yeah. Well, let's start with you.
Mine would have to be, I've said this a whole bunch, but during the time when Stadia first came out, we had all these haters or people that were spreading misinformation. At least misinformation about the company or the platform. Anyway, Ray had a video of Yang Ye where he was so upset that Stadia was getting a demo. Why Stadia? And anyway, it was so funny. I literally typed, I was like, wow, you earned a sub today. And then that's how I met Ray. I started watching him. And yeah, so anyway, that right there, my favorite Stadia moment was watching him sort of punk Yang Ye. I thought that was amazing.
That was good. That was funny. Oh, my daughter's just hello Becky, my sweet pea. I noticed my mummy and daddy were in earlier as well. It's a proper little family affair. Ray, what's it doesn't just have to be about Stadia. What's your kind of favourite memory of the last 3 years?
Oh my God, I remember doing the Christmas shows when we all had our Christmas hats on, and I thought that was really cool. The Christmas shows on the on your show and talking about Stadia, and then also probably have to be getting Cyberpunk 2077. When they said it wasn't going to come to us, it was going to go to the other platforms, but we actually got it day and date. I thought that was pretty cool. And then one last thing, doing content with Cowboy, me and him going after each other's mothers. I know certain people in other countries didn't understand that. But we to this day we still kind of cap on each other's mothers, but.
I still share that video, Cowboy. I share that video around, bro.
Candle. Man, I can't believe that. You pulled out the candle. All right.
Wow. How about you, Anne? The last 3 years, because you've had great growth in that time as well.
Oh yeah, my channel, it was just mainly a vlogging channel, and a lot of people don't realize I streamed on Twitch for 2 years before I came to YouTube. But my channel on YouTube was just me and my family stuff. And a friend of mine said, dude, you should get your channel monetized. At the time, I was like, I might care about that stuff. It's just whatever. And so when I had the thought process to do it, because my content got so popular because of Stadia. And my channel would have never got monetized because it was the community that was just so behind it. And obviously I had to do some work too. And I was hustling and texting people, subscribe to my channel. But the community, man. But my... what I want to say about you, Rokk, was one of my favorite memories with you was, me, Spectre, and Vet, and we was just these guys trying to do this Stadia Bash Community Network thing, and you were really cool. You're a bigger content creator. You said, listen, I want to develop a show for the channel. For the thing, and actually your Tuesday show was originally something you made.
You're right. Yeah, you are
you
right.
originally made that to be a Stadia Bash community content.
I'd forgotten that.
And we were like, man, it blew us away. So I want to always thank you for that, because everybody who was had more of a stage presence than us, it helped us get more of a stage presence, right? Just by being able to say, oh, look, Rokk has a show, and you would start it off and promote it, what we were trying to do. So I want to thank you for that.
That's good. Hang on. Oh, no! It's that freaking neighbour again. He's always banging on my door.
Oh, no. I gotta go. Speak of the devil.
Anthony says my name, and look who shows up.
If you don't mind me saying so, you do look like a Russian cosmonaut today. I
was helping out with. I was helping out with balloons and stuff and whatnot.
Yeah. Just throwing darts up into the sky on the vain hope.
Well, we was trying to get them to go across, but the wind took it a different direction.
Good to see you, my friend. How are you?
Shut down for that one.
Thanks for popping in, Aaron. It's great to see you.
You know I couldn't resist. You had Anthony. You allowed Anthony on here, so I had to.
I know, right? Like, come on.
He is royalty, mate. He's the king. Clive, what for the last 3 years? And it doesn't have to just be about me or Stadia. What's the kind of standout for you for the last 3 years?
Well, I'll say something about that. So we talked about the Gen X game show, but it was, and again, this is a very UK reference, but after nearly half a century, my eyes were open to something that all my life I had believed was not so. And it was that on the test card, this is a UK thing, on the television test card, I always thought there was a crystal skull.
Yes.
And you pointed out that it was in fact the body of a rag doll.
Yes.
Now, that's not going to mean anything to anybody, but all my life I've been freaked out as a child. When television used to end at whatever during the day and at midnight, a test card would come on, and it was a picture of a girl and a clown and a chalkboard, and it was just for television engineers to kind of, get the color right and all that kind of stuff.
What are they doing over in the UK?
I know.
Yeah.
I thought the ragdoll clown that she had, because it was slightly fuzzy.
It was a dodgy doll.
And I'm slightly colorblind. Yeah. I thought it looked like, my brain said, "Oh, that's a skull. It's like a green crystal skull." And so when I said to Rokk, I said, "That skull used to freak me out." And he goes, "What skull?" I used to say the skull on the test card, and we called it up, and he said, "What skull?" I said, "That skull there." And to me, like you get like blindness, and all your life you're so convinced it's a thing. And he goes, "That's the body of a clown."
Well, I'll show you what Clive's talking about, because
all my life
you can kind of, when you see it on a relatively small scale, you can kind of see what he's saying. So look at the green thing there. Look,
under the clown's head.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a crystal skull.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Now, I don't know where he got...
my life, a shiny crystal skull.
He did. But it was actually the body of that hideous clown.
I can see the button.
Yeah.
Button.
I'd rather it be a skull, to be honest.
Yes.
The buttons I thought were like the light shining off the crystal skull.
Yeah.
What are they putting in the snacks?
Once I see it, I can't unsee it now. I can see the buttons.
You know now.
All my life, I thought it was a blooming skull.
And that poor child in that image.
I know.
Hey, I'm just saying that's nightmare fuel, even if you're not seeing a skull.
Yeah. Well, it was
Why
called
would they put...
It was called the test card, and it was used by engineers that go around to, fix a screen on an old CRT. And they would have this, they would come up at the end, because back in when Clive and I were younger, TV only existed for about 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day. No, that's
correct. Same in the US. At the end, they would do the Pledge of, or not Allegiance.
Yeah,
do the,
we had the national anthem.
Yeah, the national anthem, the flag, and then it would go to static.
That's it. And we'd have the static, and you'd hope for one of those kind of Sixth Sense things, or what was the film where there was a ghost in the static? Poltergeist. Thank you. Yeah, you'd hope for that, but it never happened.
My parents always told me that if I they were going to make a phone call to put me into the TV because I kept annoying them.
Like TV, like TV.
Hey, no, that was your dad. He said he was going to put you through the TV if you didn't.
Look, Mom, I'm on TV.
You weren't moving in there, Vet. He was just going to put you through it.
Yeah. And Aaron, over the last 3 years, have you got a kind of standout moment, good, bad, ugly, doesn't matter, that you sort of think, that's...
There's been tons of them. There was a time that with Stadia when I jumped into a Ghost Recon mission with Will, and
Ray.
I was silent. It's one of the few times that I did not say a word. And I'm sneaking around. He was doing a mission, and then all you hear is "son of a beep." Yeah, what happened? And then he realized, damn it, you.
Yeah. All right. Let me set the thing. I was doing a mission that takes like 35 minutes to complete. I get 30 minutes in, and all of a sudden, Vet pops into the world and shoots the only NPC I was supposed to protect. And I'm like, what? What just happened? And then I see Vet. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. Vet, stop killing people.
Wow.
I was quiet for a bit. I mean, there was that one. There was one where everybody was playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and Eli was with us. And this was before he was talkative and stuff. He was just this really nice, quiet kid. And then I shot someone by accident again. A trademark of mine. And then all I hear is him say, he drops the F-bomb at me and then just quits. And I never see him again.
He was never the same ever again.
No, he wasn't. I corrupted him after that.
Let's explain the Vet's Red Dead adventure, though. It will be nothing for you to walk around a corner and see him repeatedly knifing a dead horse. You're like, what are you doing?
One time. I mean, maybe a couple more than that. The only other one that stands out was...
One time.
Like Jeff's Monday Night Wreckfest games were, it was just that community thing. That was one of the things I used to love, even though I wasn't very good. it wasn't even about the gaming. It was just about hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
And then the only other story that I tell like all the time is there was this when I was doing a Stadia stream, and it was a Memorial Day stream for the military. And Anthony already knows what's up.
Oh no.
And it goes. I get in about 45 minutes, and then Ryzak said something. I don't even remember what it was. But then Anthony popped in, and I just went. He said something, and I was already going nosediving, and the PTSD kicked in, and I just went off on him, and then Alt F4.
And so, hold on, let me jump in there. So to be funny, I jumped in after 40-something minutes. So I had no clue what happened before I got there. I had no clue Vet was already on level 800. And when I jumped in, he was joking with Ryzak. I thought he was joking, so I'm just joking too. And he's like, you better not say nothing about the military. And I'm like, oh yeah? And I'm just playing around. And then to make it funny, we got to pull Ray in there. Ray knew Vet was upset. I didn't know. So Ray kept deleting my comments. But Vet already seen the comments, so someone who watched it after the fact heard him say, you better not say nothing about the military, and thought I was talking about the military. So this whole thing went on like, I can't believe you talking about the military. I was like, what? I didn't say that.
It was one of my most
well, it wasn't
videos.
funny at the time, but
Vet,
no. I disappeared for like a month after that. I went dead silent, like off the grid. And then when I came back, I started doing other stuff at that point.
It went from ha 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 to where do you live? Like very quickly.
No.
Oh yeah, it went that fast. But then
one of the problems that we have as content creators, and I said this earlier, where that when you kind of hone your craft, you literally go into an improv place. You just do your thing without a huge amount of filtering. And the problem there is, oftentimes, I've done this as well, you can say something in a show with a co-host or someone in the chat, which, minus the filtering, wasn't offensive in your head, but they really take it as offensive. And then afterwards, I've got people that still don't talk to me to this day. And I'm like, I didn't mean anything by it.
I mean, it was one of those, like, after I cooled down and I rewatched it and I read back things, then I realized it. But so a year goes by and it comes up to Memorial Day and I messaged Dave, and Anthony and I were already talking by that point, and I'm like, should we do this again, or is it too soon and people will think we just staged the whole thing just for you? And I put the really big announcement thing. We got a big announcement coming.
Wow. Let's not
major big announcement.
Make it a big thing.
Well, we did. When we had the SBCN and then we branched out to do the ECB. We did that announcement thing, and that was probably the most hated video I still have comments from that video that are on YouTube for people that
what I do love is how we are content creators, and I love when we say I want to do something and I got to do it. So I got to bring this up real quick, Rock, if you allow me. But Stadia Pro, man, or SPG, got to give you credit. Remember when you came to me and was like, I want to do this retro show. And I was like, dude, it's Stadia content. That would be weird. And then so Ray came to me and said, listen, man, he really wants to do this retro show. I'm like, dude, it would be so weird.
This was for
I was like, what if it could start with Stadia and end with Stadia, that could be the secret.
Yeah.
And it was so cool because Will was like, no, man, I'm sticking to my guns. And what he created is just amazing. But it's amazing how it's like when you want to do something, you got to stick to it. And it doesn't matter who doesn't agree. You gotta. That's why I think you and I, Rock, we try so many things, and we'll like anybody who's new. I talked to. I said, you want to do it, but don't be afraid of change. You
guys do so much. I get tired just watching. I can't even keep up between you and Rock. I don't know who has more shows now. I think Rock is trying to surpass Anthony.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I look at him like I can't even keep up. The only thing
we are. He's Usain Bolt and I'm Insane Bolt, and that's the way.
The only thing that you don't do that is driving while being on a show. You're not driving there with the phone mounted. Like
another compliment, Rock, before the show ends.
Thank you.
From the very start, way before I ever joined your show, I was a fan. I always knew Ray, so that's what got me in the door. But getting closer to you and learning your personality and the type of guy you are really drew me back every time to come back to the show. And then your production value. There's nobody else that has the production value. That the transitions, the scene changes. There's so much stuff that you worked on, and I just want to tell you that it doesn't go unnoticed, man. It's absolutely awesome.
Bless you.
I showed my son the original Rock Around the Clock, and he thought he worked for Google. I was like, no, he's like a regular dude. He's like, no, this isn't Stadia's produced stuff. I was like, no, this is. I remember I told you, Rock. He was like, no, for real. I was like, no, I'm dead serious. Like, this is like a guy I met from content creation. This is not
that was the
by
secret.
Stadia.
The secret was he really did work for Google.
Yeah.
I knew there was something.
Well, we genuinely did. We just never
now
got
we know who
paid.
to blame.
we did. We just never got
Phil was
paid.
hiding. He was at your house.
I think for me, it's got to be I mean, there's so many millions and millions of things, but I think the standout really has to be that show, the show when Stadia announced they were closing down, and I was live. And it's one of those once in a lifetime things. You think, well, I can't just switch off and go and hide in a corner. There's a load of guys joining that feeling empty and where do I go and what's going to happen next, and I need to be the conduit for that conversation, and it was tough, because I was emotional as well. I mean, like all of us, we all had a seismic movement in the content.
Stadia gave us so much. I mean, just think of the fellowship and the community, and then people started thinking, well, what is next? Are we going to lose all these people? Are we going to play together still?
Look, that was the one thing that I really appreciated about Stadia, is that it got not only people out of their comfort zone with creating content as easy as it was, but just the friendships that were made. Because even when Stadia's gone, we're all still connected. We're all still friends. We all hang out. We still make fun of each other. Behind closed doors.
For some of us, it's easier than others, mate. Let's be honest.
I mean, I know. Some of us just walk right in and just let it happen.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be here without Stadia. I wouldn't have gotten into this kind of work. I would have still been doing retro stuff elsewhere, or not streaming at all. And I love the fact that I have all of these people that I can call friends.
Yeah, and it makes a huge difference. And there's so many people that have been a part of my journey, and there's quite a few of them in the chat tonight. And there's many more who just aren't part of the scene anymore as well. And I could literally sit here for hours and list them all, but it's never a solo effort. It really isn't. And being able to build this network of people that I genuinely call friends, because I'm not well liked in real life. So it's nice to you can laugh.
Again, that's in testament to you. Is you're very good at putting together shows with other people, like collaborating with lots of people. Most of your shows, or have been shows in which you have people on, either as guests or as regular co-hosts or whatever. And I think
the audience.
But I think that's the thing you're quite good at, being open and letting other people breathe in the space. So that's I think it's testament to your shows.
Thank you. Well, guys, I really, really do appreciate the time. You're all, it's a Sunday. You didn't need to be here, and I know that some of you have had moved heaven and earth to turn up, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you so much. I'm going to let you all go. I've got no kind of end to say. I've got no video to play out or anything.
I'm just have an ending.
Well, we can have a little sing-song. Would you My Way, maybe? All right, then. That would have been up for it. Yeah. We'll just play a little outro. I'll tell you what we will play before we go. Hang on. Here he comes. Well, who doesn't love... Hang on, where's the...
Oh, God, will you stop it?
Who doesn't love a bit of Ray? Let's be honest.
That was always that was always my favorite moment. When you
I'll be honest, I hate that picture. I hated that.
Ray's praise.
Awesome.
Ray's praise should be for Rokk.
Yeah.
Special Ray's praise.
I'm not putting him on the spot for that.
That was one of my favorite moments, just seeing that come up every time.
I know. I've got lazy with all that stuff. I used to have little stingers for everything and little transitions and stuff. But I think as it's gone on, and Clive was right, you do kind of you hone in on what works for you
Yeah.
over the period.
I mean, when Clive did his Xbox and Stadia thing, and he just was not tearing down signs and stuff, I just was dying laughing watching that. He's just pushing signs, the backdrop's down, ripping shirts off. I was just like, oh my god, what's going on here?
When he had the girls dancing in the background and stuff.
Oh my god, that was great.
That was, man, oh man,
so many great memories, guys. Thank you so much, really appreciate it. Thank you as well in the chat. Thank you for your super chats as well. Amazing.
Shout out to Lord Kinzel. Can't forget about him either.
Wherever he may be.
Wherever he
he's still playing PUBG. You can't
real Lord, he's real Lord.
No. Turns out he's Russian, so he's actually been made a proper Lord. So that's help. Because just as we're about to leave,
hey!
Hello.
Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah. David,
what drive-thru are you at McDonald's? What McDonald's are you at?
Oh my god!
Yeah, I'd like a Royale with cheese.
Where's my bloody chips? I got
quarter pounder
KFC today.
Let me go get that for you then, shall I?
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, bless him.
I've quickly set up my Mac on the kitchen unit in my new house because I just wanted to get in here. I wanted to get in because I saw all of you legends in here, and I felt I had no right, but I still wanted to get in, and I typed up a little something to say. I came on to say thank you from all the community for all being pillars and pioneers for our cloudy adventure together, and thank you to the community for being such great fans and friends to all of us. It wouldn't be possible without you all.
Here. Thank you, my friend.
And the way you said kitchen unit, I thought you were cussing us all. But that's good.
What happened here?
Well, Bjorn's asleep. Well, he's just woken up.
Bjorn's still asleep. Yeah, he's still asleep.
But I have to jump in before you close it down. Right?
Wait, why is it? If you look on the live stream, though, Anthony's in the middle, so this is like you watching the
Hey, there we go.
Oh, right.
There's a raised bird's view there of Bjorn's head. That's what Bjorn, thank you for making it in at the last minute, mate. Great to see you. You managed to get the little ones down, as they say.
Yeah, finally.
Guys, I do really appreciate it. I'd hang out for much longer, but this is Sunday, and you all got your stuff to do. David's got cars piling up there at the window, waiting to pick up his Mac.
2 minutes. Hey Wilson, those nuggets were ordered. No.
He ordered 50, he got 2, and they were hairy. He wasn't happy.
Well, that's actually the 12th part of KFC's secret flavor, and if you didn't know.
This is awful, but he can keep his hairy nuggets. Good on that.
We were going so well. All right, guys, take care. See you all in the week. Have a cracking week. You take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.